students, it is very challenging, the whole exam and school experience, especially those of you who are now in grade 10, and perhaps the whole IGCSE teaching has been rather broken with COVID, and you haven't always been at school and haven't had your grade 9 internal exams either. But even if you've had your grade 9 exams, I think these are some of the larger challenges. First of all, like I said, a lack of coverage. The way English is taught at school is not always, again, varying from teacher to teacher, not always systematic, and not all material always covered, particularly in literature. And this is an issue. Actually, this is a very, very important issue, because I have had students last year, even in March, the exams are in April or May, even in March, some of them have come to my class and never done a descriptive essay for English language. So the lack of coverage is definitely an issue, and something I would say that you should pick up with when you have PTA, PT meetings at school. You should address this and ask, because, I mean, as for young scholars, I do end up teaching the whole syllabus. It shouldn't have to be that way. I mean, we are all paying for quality international schools. So this is something you should inquire about at school. Secondly, even when things are taught, English is often viewed as a subject that you're good at or you're not. And people say, oh, my child doesn't read a lot and they're not good at English. And how will that make them good at English? Of course, reading is a component part and can only improve the quality of one's written and spoken English. But English is about techniques. I mean, as I said, I'm very technical through in my own understanding as an accountant and as a biochemist. I like to think analytically, and this is how young scholars' English has been so successful, because our teaching is modular. I teach it in component parts and with very, very clear techniques on how to approach the exam. So when I'm teaching, we will work backwards. We always will start with mark schemes to understand where you need to go to, and teaching is accordingly. So teaching is, I won't say as analytical as maths. Of course, the skills are different, but I see huge jumps in grades. People come with C's and D's and leave with A stars. We really do teach in a methodical manner. So this is a challenge, the lack of understanding of how to do questions. Lack of exam practice and feedback. So even those students who have done grade 9 exams, that's just one, you definitely will not be covering all the papers in your grade 9 exams, and even the mocks. Even the mock exams do not cover all the papers, which means that students could be going to exam, the final exam, not having ever done an exam in a particular paper. And even if you've done one exam and one paper, that's not enough. And the feedback people have received, because I see most people's mock papers, well done, could do better, need to study text, and that's it. If there's no feedback or insufficient feedback, then improvement will be limited. Stress time management of revision. Again, if teaching is crammed, and when it comes to March and Easter holidays, and that's when you start to study literature, that's already going to be very stressful. So this is challenging, and this is just English. Remember, students have the other 6 or 7 subjects. 2 English IGCSEs are quite stressful.